Hi friends, welcome to this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about this issue that I and you might have. Have you ever walked into a room filled with people you presume are very smart and you kind of just feel small? You kind of feel like you don't belong there no matter how you have prepared. It's like your confidence disappears in the second. Or have you ever tried to start up something new, right? And it's usually associated with doing something new and you just feel like you don't have it in you. You are not feeling so good enough to speak up about the issue, right? Or to do that thing you want to do, or to start up that business you want to do. Welcome to this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 key things that changed my life, especially in terms of confidence. Even for me, sharing my thoughts and opinion on YouTube is kind of something that I struggle with in terms of confidence, but I have been able to power through it, and I'm sharing what I'm using with you, right? Number one thing is called identity anchor statement, but this is such a big word. But what I think it is instead of you trying to say, I'm not confident, I am not good at this, I can't do this, instead of you using those things, try to find out what about the projects that you are doing that you are good at, that you can emphasize. Example, YouTube filming and setup might not just be my strong point, but speaking and sharing passionately about what I believe in or what I think has helped me is my strong point. That's what I'm going to emphasize. I am a passionate human being, and when I share my thoughts or ideas, I share about them passionately. That's really what I will emphasize, rather than saying I am not good at YouTube, I'm not good on camera. I will find out what about that project that I'm doing, it's really what I am good at, right? That's what I'm going to emphasize, not some random affirmations or I am beautiful and this and there's something that is vague. And remember that most times this your anchor statement has to be somewhat through so that your mind can believe it. And that's the disconnect between people using affirmations and saying it doesn't work for them. Sometimes they feign things, or they start affirmations with what in their core belief system, in their belief system, they don't think is true, right? Start from something that you think is true and you expand on that idea. Like I said, for YouTube, I started with I am a passionate person, and when I share passionately, right, about an issue I believe in, especially about something I believe that will help people. Then from that, I can expand on I am good on camera. I can remember one day I said I enjoy filming content, right? And then I'm going to say I am able to articulate my words well, and then I go gradually, I build out my anchor statement, right? I really think that's the number one key thing. Start from that thing. What is it about that project? What is it about that business? What is it about that task can you do? And you build out your anchor statement from that, your affirmations from that, right? Because confidence is really a tricky thing, it's a mind thing. The second thing I'm going to say is to build out your proof statement. Someone talks about this, that you lack confidence just because you haven't done that. You haven't done that thing. It's a new thing. Example, for ladies, the first time you're doing your makeup, right? You don't think you are good at it, right? Because it's your first time and you don't have proof, you don't have evidence. Your mind doesn't have evidence that you are good at that thing. That is really why you are not confident about that thing, right? You haven't done it before. That's the only reason, right? But if you have proof, if you start doing that process and you start documenting the things that you were good at in that project, or document evidences from other projects, that's why it's important that we keep journals. Although people have bastardized journals these days to be just something you write on, there should be a section on your journals where you write your wins for the year or your wins from last year, and you try to revisit it. You can say last year, whether you started off a business, or you finished your school, or you did something, or you even turned on your camera and filmed your first video. That's a big win and you should document it. And this win is relevant even when you're going to do something big, like maybe move abroad. It helps your mind recognize that even though I haven't done this before, I have a potential of starting something and becoming successful, right? A key way to build your confidence is to, one, that new thing that you have started, right? Start documenting your wins in that new thing. But 2, document your wins from other projects, other programs that you have done. It will help you when you're starting up new projects. It helps your mind say, if I did this here, I can actually do it here. That's really what confidence is. Confidence really is synonymously tied with courage, right? You are bold enough to say, I'm going to start off, right? whether I can do it or I cannot do it, and I'll figure it out along the way. Bracing up yourself to start up that process. Number 3 that I would say is lack of confidence works when you haven't acted. Example, the first day I set off my camera to film this video, yes, I was feeling, will it come out well, will it not come out well, what will happen? Like, I had all those thoughts. And then when you lack that confidence is when you're negotiating with yourself. You're like, it's like I'm guessing if it will work, if it will not work. But when you turn your camera and you film that, when you have an action, when you have an evidence, whether it was maybe my first video is not the best video, right? It wasn't the best thing I wanted to do. But then when I have evidence that I have done it, right? How you escape your lack of confidence is by number 1, acting, doing something. Do that thing that you really think you can do. When you do it, right, you will have proof that I can do it, but maybe there are places I can improve upon it, right? But you will now have proof. Act even when you don't think you have confidence for it. Speak up for yourself in situations where, example, I think the instance I use is you walk into a room and you kind of feel like everybody's kind of, example, introducing themselves, they have done this, they are doing this, they are doing this, and you don't have anything you have done. Just speak up, say what you have done, right? Don't feel small in that situation. Don't think too much about it. Just act. Just speak. Just start up the business if it's a business you're starting. Just record your video if that's what you're thinking of doing. That's the way to beat lack of confidence. And I think Mel Robson talks about this, the 5-second rule. When that thought comes into your mind, count 1 to 5 and say, and count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just do that thing you're supposed to do. Brace yourself and just do it, right? Some people that you think that are very confident and they can speak up, they will just do it, is because they have evidence. If that thought comes up in their mind, you haven't done this before, and say, but I've done this and I succeeded, or I did this, so I can do this, right? The world needs more people speaking up for themselves, sharing their thoughts, sharing their ideas, standing up for themselves in room, especially as women, right? A situation in your life where you feel you are not bold enough to speak up, you are not bold enough to do what you want to do, you're not bold enough to start that business you want to do. I really want to remind you that you can do it, right? You start somewhere, you write down your wins. And one thing as human beings about our wins is that most times we don't see it as a big deal, right? We say, is it not just this thing I did? No, it's not just this thing you did. You did something that if you look around the world, a lot of people are struggling with and they haven't done it, right? I encourage you today to document your wins, to find out what is it about this project that I'm already good at, right? And emphasize on that. I'm a good communicator. I am this. I am that. Once you emphasize on that affirmation, you remind yourself that you can do it and you go ahead and change your world. Thank you.